went through on your video, do you remember I talked about the 5 areas of reading?
Yeah.
I did every single one, but very, very fast.
Wow.
Okay. All right. So, do you guys first of all have any questions for me about your children in particular? Like about how they're doing in school, or any questions on how to help them with reading or writing? Any concerns you have?
Our first school gave the homework for reading the book.
Okay.
So my son came here with the book. So could you reading for me? But when I know all of the words, but my pronunciation is wrong. So when I reading for my William is so surprising. Why your pronunciation is wrong? So nowadays he wonder why my mom didn't say English. Yesterday night we when we ate dinner.
Yes.
Mom, why you don't say
You're not talking English?
Yes.
Right, you don't talk in English. And the nice thing is he's probably picking English up at his school very fast, right? Is he learning English quickly? Do you have any other kids?
Yes.
Yes. So at home you speak mostly, is it Korean?
Yes.
Yes, and that's okay. I mean, that is okay, because then he'll be bilingual. So even if you read to him and you read to him in Korean, that's okay. Yes, I mean, that's okay, and have him talk to you about the book, and it could be done. If you want to join us, sit right here. Sit right here. So even like on the pictures, how like you were having her tell you what was going on, it can be done in any language. So, and he might talk in English and you can talk to him in Korean because he'll be bilingual. You know what I'm saying? So it's okay that you're doing all, it's okay that you're still talking in Korean at home. I mean,
I explaining for we came almost 2 years, so I explaining for my son, but he didn't understand.
yes, because it's different. Yes. It's hard. It's hard.
That's what.
It is, and going back and forth. And I will tell you, sometimes from a teacher's standpoint, if the kids stayed home all summer or over the holiday break, winter break, and they came back, sometimes then they lose their English because they talk at home in the native language, which is, it's okay. Your kids are at a very good age. They're young. They're going to pick up English. How about you? Like, if reading with him, did he know any of the words that you didn't know? Or any of the pictures? Like, for example, right?
A lot.
Yes, so, but you can use it to learn with your child. So she was talking with her daughter, and we were going through and looking at some of the pictures, and like the fence. So you didn't know what a fence was, but so have them tell you, and that way you learn together. So, and if he feels comfortable reading in English, have him read to you in English. Have him read to you in English. And it's okay, like, so he might say, you know, how come you're not reading it to me in English? You could tell him what it is in Korean. If you know, like, what's this anime in Korean? You could have him, so you could do both languages in, you know, talk about, oh, well, in Syrian or Arabic, it's this. And what is it in English? And that way they're getting it. Because you still want to have the positive view of their native language, because being bilingual is a skill that they will use when they're adults. So, I mean, it should still be positive. Also, your public library, depending on what city you live in, it's free. A lot of the books now are bilingual, multilingual. So you can get a book written, you know, in English and Spanish, or, you know, different languages, and you can see it in both. So that's very helpful. Okay? Did I answer your question? Kind of? Not really?
I can writing and grammar and reading very well, but I didn't listen
Yes.
and speaking.
It's harder.
Yes.
Yes. And I think it's different. So when I learned Spanish, I could speak it, I could read it, write it, but when people talk to me, I did not know what they were saying. So, and you're here at school, right? You're here, are you taking any of the listening and speaking classes? Do you know we offer listening and speaking classes? You might think about it.
Yeah, I've been there.
Did you like her listening and speaking? So that might be a time for good night.
And it's communication classes.
Yes, it's helpful. Yeah. So even for you, that'll be helpful.
And it's pronunciation class too.
The pronunciation. And don't be afraid. So this is what I wanted to show you. Something else is a lot of second language learners have a hard time with the vowels. So there's 5 vowels in English. Okay. Like I'll give you an example. So no one speaks Spanish here? Does anybody speak Spanish? No? Like students who speak Spanish, they have a hard time with this sound. And literally, so I know the pronunciation might be embarrassed, but how I had your daughter get the mirror out, and you need to look at your mouth and the way it forms. So I sometimes do this also with the students, is all the vowels, and I would say ah, and they have to hold it up and say ah. It, and I would make it with my nose, like it, and make them do the nose, you know, like ah. I mean, I really focus on ah, eh, and like Spanish speakers cannot make this sound. In Spanish, it's very difficult to say eh, so I practice and I tell the students eh, and make it, and we get mirrors out and we look at the mirrors. So even for yourself, it's okay to do that and really listen to the sounds. In kindergarten, that's really what they're focusing on. They really want them to be able to hear and manipulate the sounds, you know, like flower, full, hour. And they have them not even do anything, you know, like how I had them use the little clips. That way they have something hands-on, the beginning, middle, and ending sounds. So I found that really effective, is to have them listen. What's the beginning sounds you hear? You know, even if you took pictures and did, you know, with them, how I showed you like farm, what sound do you hear? So for you, I'm sure a listening and speaking class would be helpful. I do think that would be helpful.
Yes, I like to speak.
For listening and speaking.
You know, I took listening and speaking, but we never talk on class.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
I just
Yeah.
But-
And
4, I took them back.
But we don't speak on
We had a lot of conversations.
They help us to how to do like a interview or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but
So it could be more like life skills. In the reading, do you teach the reading, Elizabeth, or no? I do know in the reading ESL, I think it's reading 08, it's all phonics, and they focus on the sounds. So like, how your son's saying cow, like the O-W, ow, those 2 letters together make the ow sound. So you totally, on the reading ESL, you focus more on pronunciation and the phonics. Okay, so I know we could ask, I'm sure Elizabeth could ask Stephanie about certain classes if you're really worried about the pronunciation. And I'm going to be honest, you can go to a YouTube and try to do a video and find the sounds for English.
She's actually taking pronunciation with me next semester, right? You signed up for
Did you sign up
051?
for
I
pronunciation?
think she did. 051, yeah.
Yes.
Next semester.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect, great, okay,
So-
all right.
yeah, I think pronunciation will be hard more than the
Listening and speaking, so that's probably what you're talking about.
It's been more of presentation.
That's harder to read listen.
Oh, to understand, yes, okay.
I didn't, I cannot hear, so I can, because just I heard the sound.
Yes, but it's hard, yes, okay. And it takes time, it does take time.
If teacher is writing,
Yes.
I understand all of them, but if teacher said something, I didn't understand.
Yes.
I really didn't understand.
And it's hard. I have, even in my reading classes, like I teach reading 071, 081 here, and sometimes the students don't always understand me. So I write on the board or give them papers so that way they're getting it some way. And sometimes they, if I do PowerPoint notes, I post them in Canvas. Do you guys use Canvas at all? I post them in Canvas so they can go back and really read them. Because sometimes they don't know what I'm saying.
But I think she got more when she took a pronunciation class.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you've only been here 2 years? Yes, truthfully, and you might agree, your ESL professor, it really takes 5 to 7 years to really learn a language. I mean, I don't know if you agree with that.
Depends.
It depends.
on.
Like into if it's academic based, you know, I mean, you just need a little bit more time. Yes, more practice. So with the listening. Do you guys have any other questions? Like
I have
yes.
yeah, my class know all the animals' name, but he doesn't know ABCs.
Okay.
I want to get idea to learn them.
His ABCs, and so some of the activities that I showed him, like I was explaining to them, the way that technology is, they see letters in all sizes and different shapes, fonts, if you were to go online and look. So what I gave, and I can give you a copy of this, is I gave an alphabet chart. I went to the dollar store and cut up stickers. And sometimes, I only did one set, but I would get like maybe 5 different sets that were different sizes, different colors, and cut them all up, and they would have to sort and put them on. And if you notice, what I did for them is I showed the lowercase letter, and they had to match it up to the uppercase, okay? There's so many activities, and I can give you a website that will show you letter activities. I will show you it's free. They give great pictures. I'm trying to think of some of the other things, even like using the Play-Doh, anything hands-on, making the letters, okay? You could even take one of these dice and put letters on it and have them roll and, you know, say, oh, this is A or this is that. I was telling them like the BDs, they get mixed up if you make the bed. Every time it's like a bed, there's a B, there's a D. So that you'll see them put it down so they know, oh, this is B, this is D. So some of those letters are confusing, but I can give you a website for specific letters. Another thing I've done is I've taken these and I've glued all the letters on. Like, so you can get the foam letters and glue them on, and then get a paper plate and write all the letters on there and have them clip the right letter around the paper plate. So anything hands-on, especially like beans. I told them, like, I've seen parents get shaving cream or hair gel. You could get hair gel and put it in a big gallon bag and put some food color in it and zip it up and have them like put it down and practice writing their letters in it. Anything hands-on to make it stick with them, okay? And the important thing is that they see the letters in all different shapes and sizes, and they have to know them in and out of order. Do you know what I'm saying? So if they picked up at this, they would know this is a O, or if they picked up this anytime, this is a W. Okay? So I can definitely show you on some of the letters. I focused a little bit on your reading. Did you see anything about your children reading? So do you understand why it is important that they track the print? So you notice I had them tell me how many words were on a page, how they knew the spaces. That helps them, especially like if they're sounding out words, so they track the print, okay? So also talking about what's going on in the picture, because they're eventually going to be asked the comprehension questions. After they read, tell me about what you read. Can they remember what they read? Comprehension is also a big piece with the reading. So that's why as they're on each page, ask them to tell you about it. When you're done reading, oh, tell me what that book was about. What happened here, you know? So it's important to have them, you know, read and then be able to talk about what they read. They will eventually get that in first grade. They will have an oral reading literacy. They get a minute to read, and then they ask them to tell them about what happened. What did you just read about? So coming up next year, they'll be asked comprehension.
No, you need to say
So it is important, okay? Yeah, and they're gonna want them, I mean, by the end, these books are all kindergarten books. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, this would be a good example of a first grade book, okay? It's a Lexile 490, are you familiar with Lexile scores? Like the reading range, and it's a level J, okay? So this would be an example of like what a first grade book is, and even when they get to first grade, they're gonna talk about nonfiction books. Oh, this is table of contents. What does it tell you? Like a lot of the books too that are informational, they might have glossaries, you know, where they give the definition. But this is a little bit harder. So by the time they get to first grade, they're going to be expected to read fluently and be able to talk about what they're doing. So what I will tell you is if you have them read every day, that it really is important. It's so important just reading it every day. So go to the public library, get books, and have them read. Read in the car, or read wherever you're at. So the more they read, the better they'll be. You know, and I'm going to be honest, kindergarten and first grade are the key grades for reading. They really are.
That's why my son have a problem.
And it's true, because then the intervention time required.
Because he starts from Second grade.
Yes. So, and then your daughter's already working. You could ask your second grade, your daughter's in second grade, and you said she's probably doing tier 2 intervention, maybe a specialist. It's probably like a walking through. So ask questions. You know, what is she doing? She could not know phonics. There's certain phonics pieces, or it could be comprehension. You could ask, you know, and see if there are questions. You can come back and ask.
Thank you very much,
Yeah. So is there anything else that you guys would like to know, or you good? Yes. I appreciate you letting me work with your children, and I did a lot very fast. So okay, thank you. And then anything you guys want, let me know, and I'll get to you. If you want copies of anything, I can have. We can make.